This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
New bullying numbers are out for Indiana schools. Now in Good Morning Indiana, why some parents say the numbers are still concerning.
Plus, the company making national headlines for moving jobs across the border is hiring Hoosiers. The reason behind Carrier's decision to stay.
And the Indiana State Fair kicks off its 17-day run today. We are live with the animals, rides, and food that you can expect as you head to the fairgrounds. It is 5 o'clock here on your Friday morning. We finally made it. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Lauren Casey. Todd Clausen is with us to talk about our forecast for our Friday, our TV6 day at the fair, and the weekend ahead. Yeah. And boy, did we luck out.
You know, it's going to be a typical summer-like weekend. A little bit of heat, just a smidge of humidity, but nothing over the top, and lots of sunshine. So, yeah, you could carry on with any plans you have this weekend, whether it's the state fair, maybe camping, or anything else going on. You're in great shape. One difference, you'll notice the temperature a little bit warmer here this morning than it has been. We're in the 70s still in Indianapolis at 71 degrees, but it is cooler once you get into the outlying areas where we're at 62 in Crawfordsville, 63 up in Tipton, Bloomington at 66, as is the Greensburg area. So the city with all pavement just running a little bit warmer this morning, but still very, very comfortable with low humidity all across the area. Skies are completely clear. We'll expand out, and we've just carved ourselves a nice little niche here with clear skies across the area. Still some storms in the Kansas City area, but we're clear from St. Louis to Chicago, and that system that was off to our east yesterday continues to push into parts of the northeast. So as you plan your day, if you're heading to the state fair, it's a good one. 69 at 8 a.m. up to 80 already by the noon hour. So we do warm a little quicker this morning, and as a result, our high temperature this afternoon a little bit warmer as well compared to the past few days. Yesterday we got up to 84 degrees. Today we should be up to right around 86 degrees, but it's a comfortable 86 with that sunshine and the low humidity. The time now is 5:01. Let's get another look at the roadways this Friday morning. Here's Lauren.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Now, I just got word of a crash that's closing Massachusetts Avenue between Burrell Street and 21st Street on the east side. We're going to check in on that and update you in just a moment. Another reminder for you that I-70 is closed over here. If people are heading into town from the airport, maybe going to Gen Con, just a heads up, the detour route on the south side could get a little backed up. And we still have some heavier traffic on southbound I-65 heading into I-865 at this early hour. Let's take a live look right now, though, to the northeast side. I-69 north of the I-465 ramps. You can see the orange barrels are pulled mostly out of the travel lanes. Traffic here is traveling up to speed in both directions. No crashes right here to slow you down. Well, Ferris wheels, animals, deep fried Oreos, all the things you can enjoy at this year's Indiana State Fair.
I thought you were just listing off a few of your favorite things.
I know, just a few of my favorite things.
It is opening day at the Indiana State Fair, and our Aaron Lish is live at the midway before all the action gets underway. Aaron, people have a lot of questions each and every year, and you are here to answer them for us.
Absolutely. And one of the big things this year is there's always a new theme. This year's theme is Heroes in the Heartland, a tribute to all of those Hoosier heroes out there. But there are, of course, those general questions that you have. So, of course, the fair is going for 17 days long. It's going to begin, of course, today. There's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, general admission is $13, and for kids that are 5 and under, they get in for free. There's also $2 Tuesday, so you can save a few bucks there, along with different promotion days throughout the fair. Gates will open at 9 every day except for today and tomorrow, which things will kick off a little bit earlier. You'll have some also parking options. It's really first come, first serve on the state fairgrounds, which is $8 a car. You can get in through gate 1, 6, or 10. There's also easy parking for $8 in the lot across the street from the Indiana School for the Deaf. And you can also park at the Glendale Town Center Rural Street lot. They take a free shuttle from there, which starts at 10 a.m. and runs every about 20 minutes. And if you want to save some money and get some fresh air, save $1 on admission by riding your bike to the fairgrounds and park on the secured bike rack through the gate 18 lot. And we are going to have a little bit more in the next half hour here at the Midway on free activities that you can take part in here at the fair. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Aaron, thank you so much. As kids head back to the classroom, many parents are thinking about bullying. New numbers show that half of Indiana schools reported 0 bullying incidents for last school year. A Call 6 investigation back in 2017 found that 60% of schools reported 0 bullying incidents for the 2016-2017 school year. During the most recent school year, 50% of the schools reported 0 bullying. Parent Angie Staggy says she's glad more schools are reporting bullying so the community can track the problem. The numbers also reveal a 6% drop statewide in total bullying incidents.
Do you believe that?
I don't believe that, and I think that there needs to be more done. I get phone calls all the time from parents from certain schools that say, hey, this has got to stop. I've got parents that, their kids are still trying to commit suicide in certain school districts due to bullying, due to hazing, and I don't think that it has gotten much better.
Well, because of the Call 6 Investigates reporting, state lawmakers passed a law that requires the Indiana Department of Education to remind schools that they're required to report bullying each year. 100% of schools submitted bullying reports this year.
RTV6 is working for you and giving homeowners a voice over concerns about a new development in Hamilton County. Westfield is considering rezoning farmland near 146th Street and Oak Ridge Road. That's where developers want to build more than 90 homes and new businesses. Right now, the land is zoned for single-family homes only. Several people are worried the change will increase traffic and decrease property values.
I'm specifically concerned about the commercial rezoning effort and just what that will do for the homeowners along the back up to this property. They might see their backyards turning into parking lots for pharmacies, and that's just something that none of us in this community really want.
Added traffic on 146th Street, everyone in the community knows we don't need more there.
A city spokesperson tells RTV6 there is not much they can say right now because the proposal needs to go through the city's planning process. A public hearing on the issue is scheduled for 7 o'clock Monday evening at Westfield City Hall.
It's 5:06. A company that made national headlines after moving jobs to Mexico is once again hiring Hoosiers. Carrier is looking to add another 100 production workers to its facility on the west side of Indianapolis as furnace production soars. The company decided to keep the plant open after being offered $7 million in tax breaks.
When they announced that the plant was going to stay here, that made the members happy, and then some of the ones that were let go, the company brought them back. And so that was a good thing for us.
Carrier's workforce is preparing for labor talks. Their union contract is set to expire in April.
New this morning, the Vincennes police chief is on paid administrative leave. Chief Dusty Luking's leave follows an FBI raid at the city's police department earlier this year. Authorities haven't released why the department was raided or who they're investigating. The Vincennes mayor's office says Assistant Police Chief Terry Johnson will be overseeing daily operations. Luking will remain on leave until the FBI investigation is complete. Federal executions will start at the Federal Corrections Complex in Terre Haute in less than 4 months. Vigo County Sheriff John Palassi says his department will help with extra security at the prison. Vigo County and Terre Haute leaders say they've already gone over plans for days executions are held. Palassi says his deputies will ensure protesters and counter-protesters remain safe and peaceful. Executions are scheduled to resume in December.
Smuggling items in and out of jail is about to get a lot harder in one southern Indiana county. Deputies and jail staff at the Jackson County Jail are learning how to use a new body scanner. The machine is one similar to those used at an airport, and it detects everything from coins in a pocket to a hidden weapon in a body cavity or drugs swallowed in an attempt to hide them. Sergeant Tammy Baxter says that the other jail staff have seen inmates smuggle in all kinds of items. This system will stop that at the source.
They're going to help us to detect contraband brought into the jail, whether it's from new bookends or inmate workers going out and coming back in, and then we'll be able to scan them to see if they've brought anything that they shouldn't have back into the facility.
The new system cost $160,000, paid entirely through proceeds collected through the jail's inmate commissionary fund.
New life could be right around the corner for a historic downtown Anderson theater that has been closed for more than a decade. The city of Anderson just purchased the State Theater from a California company for $127,000. What happens next is still up in the air. An Anderson spokesperson says the city could resell the property or lease it. Efforts to bring the state back to life since it closed in 2008 were held up by a lawsuit over water damage to the building. It is 5:09 right now. A fantastic Friday forecast, Todd.
Yeah, it really is. Get out there and enjoy. Maybe some of you taking a half a day here throughout the day today, or getting off work just a little bit early, and you'll be able to get outside and enjoy the nice weather. Clear skies here this morning with temperatures that'll be in the 60s through about 8 a.m. We're running just a little bit warmer right now in the city at 71 degrees. And it's, of course, Food Truck Friday on Georgia Street. Every Friday, all the food trucks line up. So if you're looking to grab lunch outdoors and one of these food trucks, it'll be a great forecast. Look at these temperatures as we head into the middle half of the day, right around 80 degrees. So not too hot, not too cool. And the low humidity makes everything better across the area. So the skies, they're completely clear anywhere you go across much of the Midwest. So if you're traveling on this Friday up to maybe Chicago, the Lakeshore in Michigan, or down to the south, no issues whatsoever, as high temperatures will be topping off in the low 80s to the north, mid to upper 80s though, as we make our way into southern portions of the state, right around 86 in Bloomington and Columbus. We'll talk more about your weekend forecast for you coming up here in just a few minutes.
Todd, thanks. The national retailer says that it's laying off thousands of workers. Just after the break, the reason behind the cut in workers.
Plus, health officials are issuing a new warning for pet owners. Straight ahead, which pet treats could also make you sick?
And it is 5:10. Let's take a live look right now. I-70 and Emerson Avenue on the east side of town. Traffic here on the interstate is traveling smoothly, but heads up, we do have Massachusetts Avenue closed on the east side due to a crash at Rural Street between there and 21st Street. So avoid that area this morning. We'll continue to keep you updated. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Weekdays at 9 on RTV6.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana, 5:13 on your Friday, and here's a live look on the south side, I-65 and Edgewood Avenue. You can see traffic here is traveling smoothly, both northbound and southbound. We'll have your full traffic report coming up in just a few minutes.
Big news this morning from the Federal Trade Commission. It announced customers who used Global Access Technical Support, or GATS, will receive money as part of a settlement. The FTC says GATS tricked people into paying for computer repairs they didn't need. People eligible for a refund should receive a check from the FTC. You need to cash it within 60 days, though, GATS also operated under names like Global S Connect and Global S Mind.
It's 5:14. Today is the last day in office for embattled Puerto Rican Governor Ricardo Rosselló. The territory's governor announcing that his resignation was coming late last month. Well, after hundreds of leaked government chats were published, the messages showed that Rosselló and members of his inner circle sharing profanity-laced homophobic and misogynistic messages. Late last night, Rosselló tweeted that Pedro Urrutia had been nominated as Puerto Rico's Secretary of State. If this nomination is approved, Urrutia may become the island's next governor.
Lowe's says it's laying off thousands of workers. They include people who assemble items and maintenance jobs. Lowe's says it's outsourcing those jobs to third-party companies to let store associates spend more time on the sales floor serving customers. The company would not say exactly how many workers are being laid off. Workers will be given transition pay and the chance to apply for open roles within the company. Lowe's has more than 1,700 stores in the U.S.
RTV6 working for you this morning with a warning for pet owners. Do not give your dog pig ear treats. The CDC and the Food Drug Administration is issuing new guidance this week saying that consumers should avoid the treats. They're also advising retailers to stop selling them. Health officials are investigating a multi-state outbreak of human salmonella infections connected to contact with pig-eared pet treats. They're not just worried about the dogs here. You could get sick too just from touching those treats. Good to know. All right, it is 5:15 though. We want to toss things over to Todd for a look at our forecast on this Friday. Hey, Todd.
Hey, Lauren, it's a good forecast for us as well, as we'll feature plenty of sunshine today. As we end the work week and start the weekend, you'll be in tip-top shape. 71 degrees, the current temperature in Indianapolis right now. That's running a little bit warmer than the actual temperatures out there, and here's the reason why. When we have a northeast wind, that's the direction the wind is coming from, so it is bringing the warmer air from the city and pushing it towards the airport where the actual reading comes from. So it's taking all the heat from the pavement in the city, and that's resulting in a little bit of a warmer temperature. But the dew points are very, very comfortable. We're in the 50 to right around 60 degree range right now, and dew points will actually fall a little bit throughout the course of the day today. So you don't have to worry about the humidity, but here's that temperature disparity with the 71 in the city. And notice as you make your way to the southwestern portion of Marion County, County, then even into Morgan County. You see that little spot of yellow, and that's why that northeasterly wind. So kind of a little trivia for you here in central Indiana with localized weather. 61 in Peru right now, 63 in Greencastle. Richmond, you're currently at 64 degrees. So the skies are completely clear here this morning. No issues whatsoever. Grab the sunglasses as you walk out the door. You'll need them from start to finish throughout the day today. There's some storms off to our west. In fact, they've been pretty numerous, but that's exactly where those storms will stay for at least the next few days, as we've just carved out this area of clear skies throughout much of the Midwest for us to enjoy. So throughout the day today, we'll build in some clouds in southern locations. So we'll call it partly cloudy this afternoon to the south, mostly sunny to the north, but no threat of rainfall throughout the day today. And here's how your temperatures break down. We'll start at 72 degrees by 9 a.m. We'll be up to 81 degrees by the noon hour, 83 by 2 p.m. And as we transition into the afternoon hours, we're looking at highs anywhere between probably about 83 degrees and 86 degrees, depending on where you are. So it's a nice warm day for us with low humidity. And then this evening, if you have plans, a lot going on this Friday evening, and skies will be completely clear. Sunset this evening is at 8:57, as temperatures will eventually fall back down into the 70s. And then overnight tonight, it's comfortable once again, about 64 in the city. That'll be running a little bit warmer, just like this morning, but 50s will be possible in some of the outlying areas, especially up to the north from Peru over towards Lafayette. And then for the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, both days, there's not going to be much in the way of any difference. Mostly sunny skies both days. Humidity comes up a little bit over the weekend. You'll notice it, but it's not going to be terrible, with a temperature right around 87 degrees. As far as some rain, we actually could use some rain across the area. As we work our way into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, that's when we'll start to build back in some spotty storm chances here across the area. But spotty is the key word at this point. It doesn't look like anything is going to be widespread. And then temperatures, even with those storms, very seasonable, with highs that'll be in the middle 80s.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Here's a live look at your commute right now to the northwest. We do have construction in this area, but it's not slowing down traffic on I-65 at 38th Street on the northwest side. You can see that everything is moving smoothly. So let's take a look at our map, though. We have a few issues I want to point out to you, starting with this one on the east side. A crash is closing Massachusetts Avenue between Rural Street and 21st Street. No word yet on any injuries, but you'll want to avoid that spot for your commute. You also need to avoid I-70 here. That closure continues through August 5th, so almost ready to open back up. And we do have this closure, rather construction here, that's slowing down traffic along Keystone Avenue and Keystone Parkway in Carmel, so just give yourself extra time if that's part of your commute. Let's take a look right now over near the airport, where we also have some construction. As you can see, I-70 a little east of the airport ramps. Traffic here already picking up at this early hour, but still traveling up to speed.
Your life matters. That's the mental health message a corn maze is sharing with the world. The Wisconsin maze has made different designs over the years, but this year the owners decided to focus on suicide prevention to mark the upcoming fall season. Julie and John Govan lost a family member to suicide 6 months ago. So it's not only a message they're hoping to get out to everyone else, it's something to keep them going too.
Everybody is somebody's most important person. If we can make a difference, if we save a life this fall, that's worth it.
Most important person. I love that. The maze also has an area for children that focuses on anti-bullying efforts. If you need the suicide prevention hotline number, that number is 1-800-273-TALK. An online chat is also available.
Well, the first day of school ending stressful for some parents in Anderson. About 50 minutes away, we'll tell you why the school says the students didn't end up on the school bus.
But first, a group of wounded veterans showing kids with missing limbs anything is possible. Their incredible story after the break.
Let's take a live look right now from our INDOT traffic camera. This is a live picture at I-465 and US 31 Meridian Street here on the north side. Traffic here is pretty quiet still this morning. We'll keep a close eye out on any crashes or delays. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Indy State Fair.
Welcome back. We're getting a live look right now at I-465 and Arlington Avenue on the southeast side of town. Traffic in this area is moving along just fine. No crashes or delays here to slow you down.
An old library book that costs less than $2 just pulled some magic only Harry Potter could summon. That's because it is a Harry Potter book, a first edition of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and it just sold for $34,500. But there's a catch. This book includes 2 typos and 1 mistake. You see them on your screen. The book is one of only 500 to exist. Other first editions of the same book have gone for more, but more than 30 grand for a book that cost a couple bucks, typos and all, isn't too bad. I think we might have a copy at my house. I need to go look and check.
All right, well, construction is underway this morning on a new addition at Universal in Orlando. The new park will be called Epic Universe. It includes hotels, shops, restaurants, and rides. The brand new park is expected to create 14,000 jobs. Officials say this park is Universal's largest investment ever. An opening date has not been announced for Epic Universe.
Looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
A group of wounded veterans are helping children with disabilities this week in Virginia. Members of the group, USA Patriots, have sustained severe injuries, but have, through extensive rehab, become competitive athletes. They teach kids who have lost their limbs how to play sports like softball. The kids even get to use college facilities and live on campus for the week. Josh Waggy lost both legs as a Marine fighting in Afghanistan and says it has had a profound impact.
Injury is honestly one of the biggest blessings in my life. We're here to kind of pop that bubble that society has put on them as disabled. They're not.
This is the 7th year the group has hosted the event. What a heartwarming story.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Awesome. Well, we do want to talk to Todd right now because we have more good news in the forecast, especially if you're planning to head out to the fair today.
Yeah, you know, it's been a pretty easy week for me here with the sunshine and the low humidity, and I don't think anybody's complaining, including me. It may sound like a broken record, but at least it's been great out there with the break from the humidity, and humidity will start to come up just a little bit here over the course of the weekend. It doesn't get oppressive. That's the good news, but the temperatures do climb into the upper 80s for Saturday and Sunday. So if you are heading out and about, make sure you have plenty of water. And then 89 on Monday with mostly sunny skies. And then eventually Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday will bring back in the chance of a few spotty storms with temperatures that will be in the mid-80s.
Todd, thank you. Breaking overnight, 3 semis destroyed in an overnight fire just ahead here at 5:30. What authorities are saying about the cause of that fire?
Plus, the push to give Hoosier women more places in public to nurse. In our next half hour, why some say this is such a critical step for both babies and mothers.
And we want to take a look at the roads right now. This is near the airport, I-70 east of the airport ramps. You can see we do have construction in that area, pushing traffic over towards the right, but everything is still moving along about up to speed. So we'll continue to keep a close eye on this spot and keep you updated on any major delays for your commute. Stay with us. We'll be right back here at 5:30.
Sponsored by Citizens Energy Group. This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Just hours from now, the Indiana State Fair will finally be here.
And today is RTV6 day at the fair. Coming up, we'll go live to the fairgrounds and show you some of the things that you can do that won't cost you a dime. And one Indiana-made product you'll find at the fair is one that is too sweet.
Yeah, our Alyssa Donovan has the backstory on a company and the buzz that they're creating. But before we get to all the fair fun, we do want to talk about what you can expect outside as you head out there.
Yeah, and the good news is, Todd, that people aren't going to be sweating. They're not going to be miserable out there. It is going to be perfect weather as people head to the fairgrounds.
Yeah, you know, and remember the sunscreen. You'll need that today if you're going to be out and about for an extended period of time, especially if you're walking around the state fairgrounds. So I probably should have put that on the grab before you go, but you definitely need the sunglasses here throughout the day today. So the humidity remains low. That is the good news. Temperatures, though, today will be a little bit warmer than they have been the past few days. We're at 71 degrees right now in Indianapolis, 66 in Bloomington, but it's a little cooler to the north. We're in the low 60s from Peru over towards Tipton, where it is 62 degrees, but the skies, they are completely clear. Here's a live look as you look past Lucas Oil Stadium and beyond to the south side of Indianapolis and then down into Johnson County. And there's not really much to show you. This map is in motion, but we're just completely cloud free. We expand out. There's some storms off to our west. Those will not impact us until maybe the middle of next week. So high pressure is firmly in control. So at the State Fair today, temperatures will be climbing up to about 80 degrees by the time we get to the noon hour, and then eventually into the mid to upper 80s. So again, a little bit warmer today than it has been the past few days, but the humidity remains low. So overall, it's going to be pretty comfortable. comfortable. The time now is 5:31. Let's get you updated on the roadways once again this morning.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Here's a live look at I-465 and Arlington Avenue, the southeast side. You can see a lot of headlights down that way. Traffic is already picking up, but it's still moving along up to speed. No crashes here to slow you down, but let's take a look at our map. We do have a crash we're monitoring here on the east side. It is closing Massachusetts Avenue for cleanup between Rural Street and 21st Street. Avoid that area as you're heading out the door.
Breaking news from overnight, a fire destroying semi-trucks on the south side of Indianapolis. The fire was reported around 2:30 this morning at a freight yard on West Ray Street near I-70 and Harding Street. A firefighter on scene told RTV6 at least 3 semi-trucks were destroyed in the fire. Right now, investigators are still looking for a cause. Watch the circus, pet baby goats, meet your favorite superheroes. That all sounds pretty fun, right,
Oh, yeah, I would say so. And those are just a few of the things you can experience at the Indiana State Fair starting today. Our own Aaron Lish is joining us live from the Midway with all the free activities you can take part in over the next 17 days. Free sounds pretty good, Aaron.
Free is awesome. You know, there's going to be over 100 different events that you can do here for free, and we have a few for you this morning here at RTV6 today. So the first one, it's a really neat one. It's Animal Town. It's right next to the Hoosier Lottery grandstands, and that is where you can go see all of the cute animals and have some fun facts along the way. You can see all the pigs and the llamas. That's from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. There's also Super City, where you can meet Marvel and DC comic characters, including Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. They will be at the Corteva Agri-Science Harvest Pavilion, and in that same spot, challenge the kids to a game of putt-putt on their mini golf course. And then we have a few more here. There's the Big Top Circus. They are back again. It is free. It is a world-class act. Show times are at 1, 4, and 7 at the circus tent. And then step back in time at Pioneer Village, giving you a look at life in the 1800s. That's between the machinery field and the renewal. And for your little anglers out there, there is the DNR fishing pond, where kids can learn how to fish safely. That goes from 9 to 12, and then again at 4 to 7. And then in the next half hour, we're going to have a little bit more about those frequently asked questions that you might have before you get to the fair, so you are more prepared. We will have that in a little bit, but for now, back to you in the studio.
All right, Aaron, thank you so much. Well, before the Indiana State Fair can open, inspectors, they're making sure that those Midway rides are safe. They spend Thursday double-checking all 57 rides at the State Fair. Matthew Cronley is the chief for amusement ride safety, and he tells us crews will continue to check on those rides every day throughout the duration of the fair.
We're confident in our team. We're confident in our inspections. I've ridden these rides myself after the inspections are complete. I can confidently say that you can bring your family, your friends, your kids, your grandchildren out here to the State Fair, and you'll have a fun experience.
Well, if you have any safety concerns while you are out there, every ride has a green sticker with a phone number on it. So if you feel unsafe at any time, call that number and an inspector will come to you right away. Don't forget, RTV6 is RTV6 Day at the Indiana State Fair, and our team is going to be out there live at the fairgrounds all throughout the day. We're going to be bringing you the sights and the sounds and a lot of stories related to the fair. We also have today's News at Noon broadcast live from the fair with Meredith and I, so check us out there. You can also find a full schedule of fair events right now on the RTV6 app and also at theindychannel.com.
One delicious product you might find at the State Fair is honey from the Bowman Bee Company. The family owns 350 hives across Indiana, but the process to get that honey from the hive to the bottle isn't easy. Our Alyssa Donovan went down to Bowman's headquarters in Hanover to show us why.
She's going to run and jump into the lake.
I've had my fair share of bee stings, so I definitely thought about it.
So right here we've got, I think it's 16 to 17 hives, each consisting probably 40, 50,000 bees.
And right now, those bees are not too happy with Kevin Bowman.
And we just took their honey from them, so there's still a little upset.
The Bowman family started beekeeping as a hobby, but now it's grown into a booming business based here in Hanover, Indiana.
My great-grandfather started beekeeping basically to have sugar. He would trade his sugar ration cards for basically rubber and tires for his equipment on his farm.
In 2012, the family started selling honey to local stores. Growing their great-grandfather's legacy started during World War II. into a successful honey business, distributing across several states.
Some of this equipment actually is my grandfather's equipment. You come across one of his boxes or lids and just have that connection with them is really cool.
This season, production was a bit lower than normal.
The weather has been a little bit hard on us as far as rain. The bees don't get out and forage as much.
Each hive producing around 50 pounds.
Everything above here is what we call the supers.
Okay.
So that's all the excess honey that they don't need.
Those are removed twice a year.
Next, the supers are brought here, and that's when the process starts to extract the honey.
So this machine here removes all that wax cappings off of it. Yep, that's all honey.
Next, the frames that hold the honey are placed in this.
As it spins, it uses centrifugal force to pull all the honey to the edge here, and then flows down to the bottom and out. Basically, that's what it looks like afterwards.
Oh, okay.
All the honey out of it. Feel the weight difference. So that.
Ooh, yeah.
Weird.
Oh my gosh.
The honey is filtered through a strainer, getting out the last of the wax.
And this is a real light, sweet honey. The fall is going to be a little bit of a darker honey. It's going to have a little more robust flavor profile to it.
They say both their fall and spring honey pack more flavor and health benefits than what you'll typically find at the grocery store.
A lot of what you get at a grocery store is ultra filtered and pasteurized, so you lose a lot of the beneficial proteins and enzymes and the pollen that's inside the honey.
Bowman is also starting to branch out, producing honey with natural flavoring and a spicy honey on the way. In Hanover, I'm Alyssa Donovan, RTV6.
All right, thanks so much, Alyssa. The time now is 5:38, and we are dealing with another beautiful day for us here across central Indiana. The humidity still in the comfortable range. As we get into the weekend, we may have to push this needle a little more towards the getting sticky category, but it's not going to be super oppressive, the humidity going forward. That is the good news. So some pools still open here across the area, and temperatures today will be into the mid-80s. So it's a warm day for us with a high temperature back up to 86 degrees and skies that'll be mostly sunny. Then this evening, the Indians are back in town after being on the road for 2 days. And of course, it's Friday night. That means fireworks after the game that you can enjoy. It should be a beautiful night for baseball. 82 degrees as that game gets going at 7:15, and then eventually falling into the 70s with mainly clear skies. We'll talk more about your weekend forecast for you coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Coming up next year on Good Morning Indiana, the superintendent says it was nothing out of the ordinary, but for some parents, the first day of school was full of mass confusion.
And decades after he was gunned down, some family members of a legendary gangster don't believe his body is in the famous Crown Point Cemetery grave anymore. What they're doing about it and what the FBI has to say.
And here's a live look downtown I-65 at the Washington Street exit, where traffic is moving smoothly for your morning commute. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break with news, weather, and traffic coming up.
You know more than $5 per dose with Copay Card.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Time right now is 5:43 on your Friday. Here's a live look at I-70 and Sam Jones Expressway. Traffic in this area is moving along up to speed. A reminder, though, that I-70 closure between I-465 and the South Split lasts through August 5th, so keep that in mind for your weekend commute.
As students across central Indiana head back to school, RTV6 is getting answers from some parents in Anderson who say the first day of class was a mess.
Yeah, one parent tells us that her kids were late getting home on the bus and that her 5-year-old son, Ethan, never made it home at all. Brianna Kelly says the school put him on the wrong bus, and when she asked where he was, they couldn't tell her where Ethan was, and they eventually brought him back to the school where Kelly had to pick him up almost 2 hours later than he was supposed to arrive home on the bus.
My son didn't come home, or he didn't come home at all. They brought him back to the school, and we had to go pick him up. It was almost 6 o'clock before I got my son back.
So when you say they brought him back to school, where was he?
They put him on the wrong bus.
He was on another bus, and they couldn't locate him for the longest time.
Well, RTV6 reached out to Superintendent Tim Smith to find out what happened. He left us a voicemail saying that no kids were lost and they had some transportation issues. Smith also went on to say it was nothing out of the ordinary and nothing catastrophic happened. Well, last week, RTV6 heard from other Anderson parents who were confused about how the district's bus system is working this year. A new intermediate school just opened, so kids are having to go to that school and wait at another bus stop at 10th Street Elementary School first, and then they'll continue to the new campus. So we asked the district how that that system is working, and so far we have not gotten a response on that issue.
The FBI is trying to push back on claims that the man agents shot and killed in Chicago 85 years ago was not actually notorious gangster John Dillinger. That's because relatives of Dillinger say they want to exhume his body at Crown Hill Cemetery because they don't know if Dillinger is actually in the grave. The Indiana State Department of Health released the affidavits from Mike Thompson and Carol Thompson Griffith. They live in Morgan County and say Dillinger is their uncle. The History Channel is helping the family with the process since it's producing a documentary on Dillinger. There have long been conspiracy theories that the FBI killed someone else and passed him off as Dillinger, but on Thursday, the FBI office in Chicago released a statement saying fingerprints taken from the man killed outside Chicago's Biograph Theater in 1934 matched those of Dillinger. It is 5:45 on your Friday morning. A fabulous day out there, Todd.
It is going to be as we round out the work week. We're looking ahead to the weekend, right? And we're going to just carry the sunshine over. You will notice some minor changes as we get closer to Saturday, Sunday, or into Saturday and Sunday, I guess I should say, is that the temperature will continue to come up a few degrees. The humidity is still nice and low here this morning. The dew point's at 60 degrees. That's basically where it stays throughout the entire day today. And the wind is out of the northeast at 9 miles per hour. So in and around the metro area, we range from 64 in Pendleton and Lawrence to 68 right now in Plainfield. 64 is the current temperature down in Greenwood. And once you get outside of the metro area, temperatures are a lot cooler. 61 currently in Crawfordsville as well as Peru. As you work your way down to the south, Bloomington looking at a temperature right now of 66 degrees. So the skies are completely clear this morning all across the state of Indiana. In fact, much of the Midwest is completely quiet. So whether you're staying here in central Indiana throughout the weekend, or maybe you're traveling up to the Lakeshore in Michigan or Indiana Dunes, or you're heading south towards Louisville to the Chicago area, you're in great shape. Anywhere you go across the Midwest is going to enjoy warm weather with sunshine throughout the entire weekend. And as we look here on TrueCast, you can see it's showing a few clouds trying to build in throughout the afternoon hours. So maybe for some of you, it goes partly cloudy this afternoon, but for most of us, it will remain mostly sunny from start to finish throughout the entire day today. So here's how it breaks down for you hour by hour. 79 degrees already by the noon hour. So we'll warm up a little quicker today than we have been the past few days, and that's due to a little bit of a warmer start as well. And then it's a warmer finish with temperatures that will be in the mid to upper 80s across the area. About 85, 86 degrees will be your high temperature this afternoon. Now, if you have plans this evening, you are just fine. The Indians are in town, as I mentioned. We also have a concert at White River State Park. Gen Con's in town, or maybe you're just heading to your local neighborhood food establishment for dinner here this evening. You'll be just fine. Maybe find a patio, as it'll be very comfortable with temperatures that will be in the 70s. Now, tomorrow morning, it's a great start once again. Cool temperatures to the north in the mid-50s, but we really warm up quickly tomorrow, up to 87 degrees for your high temperature. We're right around 87 on Sunday as well. So the temperatures come up another degree compared to today, but the humidity comes up as well just a little bit. It's not going to be super oppressive humidity here across the area by any means, but you may notice it a little bit, and you'll work up a sweat if you're exercising outside. And then as we work our way into next week, some spotty storm chances Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but nothing more than that in the forecast as far as rain. So until then, enjoy the weekend with the sunshine and temperatures in the upper 80s.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look at our traffic now. Maps, plan out your commute. We do have this area that's closed, Massachusetts Avenue. It's closed between Rural Street and 21st Street. This is due to a crash cleanup in the area. Avoid that spot if you're traveling on the east side of town. And a reminder about this I-70 closure in both directions between downtown and I-465. Let's take a look a little bit farther west, I-70 near the airport ramps, and you can see the flashing arrow board there on your screen. We do have construction over here, so just use caution as if you're heading in that direction. You can see traffic is already picking up at this early hour.
The Trending 6 is next on Good Morning Indiana, and the burger that doesn't have meat has been a trend for a while now. Coming up, we'll show you how it's going nationwide very soon.
On our lot at Andy Moore Chevrolet.
Welcome back, 5:52 on your Friday, and we're taking a close look at traffic near the airport. You can see the construction barrels here shifting traffic over to the right on I-70 east of the airport ramps. Use caution heading through this area, and don't forget, if you're on I-70 traveling eastbound, you will need to get off the interstate at I-465.
Before you head out the door, it's time for the Trending 6.
Leading off our hot stories today, one that might make someone very sad if they find a certain slip of paper just lying around the house.
It's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it.
Well, it appears it's too late for one lottery winner. The Powerball ticket sold in northern Indiana worth $50,000 expired yesterday afternoon. No one claiming that prize. And now we can tell you a second $50,000 ticket winner has 1 week to come forward. That ticket was sold here in Indianapolis at Pike Food Center on Pendleton Pike. It expires next Thursday, August 8th. Check your tickets.
Yeah, check your junk drawers, because that's probably where it is.
Yep.
How do you catch a bunch of fish fast? Authorities in Kentucky use electricity to jolt an invasive fish species out of the water. The state's Department of Fish and Wildlife personnel use electrofishing equipment to stun and collect Asian carp. The problem is that the carp are invasive species, and catching large numbers of the fish helps keep them out of sensitive habitats.
That was crazy. Well, somebody called Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis. There is an asteroid heading towards the Earth. Scientists say the massive space rock hurtling towards our planet is actually nothing to worry about. The asteroid has the name 2006 QQ23, and it's larger than the Empire State Building, but it's not expected to hit us when it zooms past the Earth next week.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
The Chicago White Sox just extended protective netting to the foul poles at their ballpark, and here's where it comes in handy. Jeff McNeil of the New York Mets going after a foul ball on Thursday. He makes the catch, and the net saves him from tumbling into the lap of a fan in the stands.
Tosses him back in.
It's kind of like acrobatics there.
Yeah.
It even pushed him back onto the field and onto his feet. I bet he was pretty thankful for that right
cool.
then.
Well, Bark at the Park night in Baltimore last night. This is just kind of mean, I think. A fan showing off a trick that his dog can do. Watch him balance the hot dog on his dog's nose.
That's a good boy.
Yeah, the fan takes it back and then puts it back on the dog's nose. We're pretty sure the puppy just wants to eat the hot dog.
And he did.
Got it. Oh, so cute there.
If you've been waiting for the Impossible Whopper, your wait is almost over. Burger King says it will roll out the meatless Whopper at all of its restaurants next Thursday, August 8th. BK has been testing the Impossible Whopper at a few locations since April, and they say it's been successful so far. For now, Burger King says the Impossible Whopper will only be available for a limited time.
So what is that, like tofu or something?
No, I think it's... You know what? I don't know. I'm not going to pretend like I know.
I'll tell you one guy who doesn't know what the Impossible Burger is.
Yeah,
Todd.
This guy here.
I want a regular burger.
No, I know people who have had it, though, and they say it does taste pretty good, pretty comparable to regular hamburger meat. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to taste test here.
All right, to each their own. All right, outside right now, temperatures range from 61 in Logansport to 71 right now in Indianapolis. So the city's running a little bit warmer, 62 in Bloomington, 64 in Muncie, 62 in Zionsville. The sky is just now starting to brighten a little bit here across central Indiana. Now their sunset is getting later and later here in the morning hours. So it's mostly sunny today. The winds will still be light. The humidity is still low as well. It's going to be a very, very nice Friday for us. We'll just build in a few fair weather clouds as we work our way into the afternoon hours, with our high temperature getting a few degrees above normal today as we top off right around 86 degrees.
Todd, thanks. Coming up in the next half hour, call 6 previously exposed bogus numbers on bullying at our schools. Now some schools are again trying to claim that bullying isn't happening at all on their campuses.
And the fair is here. We head back out to the fairgrounds for a preview of all the food and all the fun happening over the next 17 days.
It is 5:56. Let's take a live look outside right now from our Weather Now camera overlooking Indianapolis. You can see everything here is clear and calm. A perfect day for the first day of the Indiana State Fair. We'll have Todd's full forecast plus more news, weather, and traffic coming right up at 6 a.m.